Hey guys, what's going on? So it is March 22nd, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, and today I am trying out my green screen option in my video software. So I'm going to see how this one kind of goes. So today I had 16 titles total, and for the first time in a couple of weeks I don't have any duplicates. So kicking it off, we have Reborn, and I think they took a little bit of a break. I don't think that they had anything last for the past 2 months, I believe. So issue number 5, so the artwork by Greg Capullo, this artwork is phenomenal in my opinion. The storyline, however, so the artwork's about 4.75 out of 5 in my opinion. The storyline is not fully there, some of it just doesn't make any sense. There's a few loopholes, it's in a magical world, I understand that, but I don't know, just some things just don't really make any sense. It seems like there's a little bit of a sacrifice on this title for artwork versus storyline. But the artwork is phenomenal, so I'm willing to ride this one out. I'm hoping the storyline picks up just a little bit more. So they're out there in their second life, kind of searching for his wife and his daughter's husband. So they're on this magical ride. He's been there for a few years. I'm not quite sure why he hasn't found her yet. But anyways, the storyline's been pretty decent so far. Average, but it could be so much better. So I'm hoping this one starts getting a little bit better, but really enjoyed the ride so far. So next up, we have The Flash. So they finished up the Rogue arc, and which I highly enjoyed. The Flash is really there for me now at this point in time. They're looking for his father, Kid Flash's father at this point in time. The last issue, they kind of went to Bella Reeve out in Louisiana, thinking that his father was there, which is sort of either the Reverse Flash or Dr. Zoom. Sorry, don't know which one he's called. I think it's Reverse Flash. But he wasn't there, so they kind of travel on to Australia and hook up with Boomerang, because they're aware that Boomerang was in Bella Reeve when they feel that his father was there, but Amanda is kind of lying to them, or they feel that she's lying to him. Anyway, so this storyline's been pretty good so far, getting a lot better now, and really looking forward to see what the Flash holds. Okay, so next up we have The Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. This is number 5. This story arc is excellent. The artwork, is standalone, phenomenal. I would give this artwork about a 4 out of 5. The storyline is there. This is the one and only Spider-Man title that I'm currently picking up. So that's got to say something. This has been a good ride so far. I really love anime and the perspective that they show through her eyes in a couple of these comics here. I love her kind of growing up, getting her powers, kind of working as a team with her mom and dad here. So yeah, it's been great so far. Really looking forward to reading this one this week. Next up, we have Manowar. So this is actually, I picked up the number 1, number 2 when it first came out, and was it like 93-ish, somewhere in there, from Valiant. But I had never picked up anything since Valiant kind of rebooted everyone. And, other than the Eric title that I picked up from the Stalinverse, that's really the only Exo Manowar that I've picked up. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and this one is more of a fantasy art style, as compared to all the other Valiant artwork that's out there. So I just actually this past weekend I actually read Harbinger Volume 1 through 3. Man, I love that. Man, it makes me love Harbinger Renegade, the current title, so much more. Anyways, getting back to Valiant. All their artwork kind of, I'm not sure who that artist is, but it kind of has all the same feel. This one is completely different. This really has that, again, that fantasy type of, barbarian type of artwork to it. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this one and see what Exo Manowar is, really all about, and see what Matt Kent is going to be writing for this guy. Alright, so next up we have Darth Maul. The number 1 was great. I was really unsure, as far as the storyline, where, which version of Darth Maul it would be, either pre-episode 1 or post-episode 1. So they went, pre-episode 1, and this is kind of like his origin. So this has been a pretty good ride so far. He already knows the Emperor, and he's kind of doing things on the side, kind of doing his own missions, kind of like how Darth Vader did in a way. So you see a few of the characters from the Clone Wars that led into the Renegade. I'm sorry, not Renegade. The Rebels. So I don't want to spoil what happened in the last Rebels episode, but Darth Maul was clearly there, and Obi-Wan was there, and of course that happens between let's see, episode 3 and 4. So really around the Rogue One time era. But yeah, so this artwork has been pretty good. And the storyline so far has been pretty exciting. You get some action in there. Darth Maul is a badass, and they really portray him to be that way in this comic. So yeah, this title's been a good run so far. Okay, next up we have the Circle. And I feel this one's kind of like a sleeper. No one really talks about this, but this title is excellent. This artwork really goes along with the storyline. This is similar to The Craft, if y'all remember that late 90s movie that came out about the 5 females who kind of started this little coven, and they kind of got power. So this is similar to that storyline. The main character here, which I really connected to from issue number 1 on, he's kind of like an outcast, kind of like reject. He gets beat up by bullies. So he kind of was attracted to the Circle here. And you could tell that the Circle, they already knew what the magic was, and they coerced this guy into doing the initial ritual. So they all kind of have powers now, and this main character is looking to end this. So in order to end it, they have to start killing off the people who made the Circle. So in this one, you kind of see there's going to be a battle that kind of occurs. So yeah, this has been a really good title for those of y'all who are not picking it up. This is only issue number 4, so I'm sure it's pretty easy to go back to get number 1 through 3. But yeah, this has been a really good title so far. So next up we have Bloodshot Reborn. So I know a little bit about Bloodshot now. I've gone back and I've read some of his older titles that he had, going all the way back to volume 1. So yeah, this is kind of like a reboot for him, in a sense. And who was this? Yeah, Jeff Lemire. So yeah, I've liked Jeff Lemire storylines that I've seen so far. I do not, I'm not a fan of Jeff Lemire artwork. I'll get that out there, but storylines, they're really intricate and kind of deep. It's really adult oriented, adult themed. Not something a teenager would easily pick up on some of these deeper storylines. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to see what he does with Bloodshot. So again, Valiant is really out there, really enjoying a lot of Valiant titles right now. Okay, so next up we have Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. So if you enjoy either of these cartoons, the current Nickelodeon TMNT that's out there right now, and the older Batman animated TV show from the early 90s. So all of the characters in those two TV shows are really in this comic. They really tied this together pretty well. The storyline is far better than what I ever thought it would be, to tell you the truth. So if you do enjoy those two cartoons out there, I would highly suggest for you to go pick this one up. This one, really produced, in my opinion. Okay, next up we have Curse Words, and I really enjoy this title. I guess it got mixed reviews, but man, I highly enjoy this one. I am all over this. So you have this bad wizard who came over from another realm, like a parallel universe, came to Earth in order, for his, he was under orders from his boss to take over Earth, get Earth ready for his takeover. And his name is Wizard. So when Wizard is exposed to the Earth civilization, he falls in love with it. He's never really experienced anything like Earth before, and he starts changing from evil to good. He starts doing good deeds around the world, using his magic for his own gain, for popularity. But you could see his heart kind of started to change. So his boss found out about it. Wizard started fighting one of the boss minions. So the news got back to the boss, and we're right about to see the full-fledged war of his boss and his minions coming after Wizard now. So really looking forward to this. This guy's, you know, super strong on the magic side, so highly anticipating a large magical battle here. Okay, next up we have Teen Titans, and you know, when they rebooted this, I didn't know they were really going to go back, you know, all the way back to like the TV show type of group, which is awesome because I loved that that Teen Titans that came out on on Cartoon Network, and that show was great. You know, disappointed they kind of ended it. Anyways, so this the team dynamics here is excellent. You know, all the way back to, you know, the T. That's pretty cool. But so Aqualad, you know, I didn't really know anything about Aqualad until I actually saw this TV show, and man, he was great. I like Aqualad far more than what I like Aquaman. You know, I like his water powers that he has. He has a little bit of the magical side of the Atlantean side. So I thought that was cool. You know, he's obviously the son of Black Manta. You know, that storyline that kind of goes on there, man, excellent. So I'm really looking forward to Aqualad joining the team here. You know, the team was awesome before he was there, and man, I'm really looking forward to this one now. So next up we have Evil Heroes, and you know, the overall premise to this one is everyone who has superhero powers in this world, they're all evil. There are no good superheroes at all. So it's a humans versus the superheroes, and I was honestly waiting until 6 of 6 came out. I'm just going to kind of read them all the way through, but the storyline seemed like it was there. I guess I heard a couple people online did not like this title, so I'm not really sure, you know, what's why they did not enjoy it, you know, too much. But I don't know, if the premise seemed like it was there, and you know, the artwork seemed pretty good, and you know, the fighting, the action seems to be here. So I don't know. I'm gonna read this series pretty open, and man, we'll see what happens. But it looked good to me. Okay, so next up we have Future Quest, and I'm kind of waiting for this last story arc to kind of finish. I don't know how many how many issues are in the story arc, but I highly enjoy this Hanna-Barbera cartoon world that they've kind of, you know, rebooted, brought back, and you know, they have the full, you know, feel of the previous cartoon show. They kind of gave a few people, you know, a little bit of upgrade, but not by much. You know, they're not cramming that that diversity down your throat, other than this one guy here. But yeah, so storyline's been pretty good. They kind of tied everything together pretty well. You know, they're fighting this this one evil guy that spans, this creature or entity that spans across multiple universes. So they're all fighting the same entity. So man, this has been a pretty good run so far. You know, really entertaining. If you like any of these older Hanna-Barbera characters, I would highly suggest to pick this one up. The storyline's been pretty exciting. So next up we have Invincible Iron Man. So Riri is awesome, man. I really enjoy, you know, her spirit, her, you know, super intelligence that she has. The AI of Tony Stark, man, I thought that was awesome. That's a really awesome little twist that they had there. So yeah, her learning her powers, her, you know, I think she's going to start upgrading her suit as time goes by. You know, Pepper Potts was in the last issue. I was unaware that she was even around anymore, and she had her own suit. But anyways, we're getting in a little bit more into possible villains that may be in her part of her gallery. So yeah, pretty good so far. Enjoy the storyline, enjoy the action, enjoy the dialogue. Okay, another one that I've been highly enjoying, this is Volume 2. I really enjoyed the first volume of Star Trek and Green Lantern. So this is the current Star Trek group with current Green Lanterns with, you know, all the various colors that Jeff Johns kind of put out there a few years back. So Khan has been involved now. Of course, Khan had to get the red ring. So this has been great. If you enjoy the current Star Trek movies, the 3 movies they put out there, this still has that, you know, the action feel to it. You know, the thrill of the timing of them getting there, and you know, things happening last minute. You know, it's all there, really translated well to this comic title, and you know how they span the various colors of the current Green Lantern world, you know, into this, you know, meshed into this world. Man, it's been great. So I would highly suggest for y'all to go pick this one up if y'all like either of these. Man, this has been a good storyline so far. This is Volume 2, number 4. Okay, next up we have Unworthy Thor. Man, I love this title. The artwork is way up there in my opinion. So, so getting into this the storyline. So he started fighting for the other Ultimate Hammer. It's the Collector with I think Thanos is involved now. So it's a three-way party, and everyone's kind of fighting for this hammer now. And I believe finally in this one issue, you find out what was whispered into Odin's son's ear that yeah, he was involved. That caused him to originally drop his hammer on the moon during Original Sins. And I actually read through Original Sins or Original Sin not too long ago, a couple months back. I didn't really like that storyline, and this piece here that had Thor, it was really short. It was just like half a page where Nick Fury whispered into his ear. You don't see what he whispered, but that's when the hammer dropped. So yeah, really looking forward to see what the hell did he say into his ear. What caused him to instantaneously become unworthy. So really looking forward for this one to read this one this week. Yeah. Okay, so next up and last up we have White. This is probably my most favorite shark title that's out there right now. There's three. I guess you have a Toll and you have Hookjaw. I'd say this is the best one out there. The storyline, I forgot what the main character's name was. I think it was like Jill or something. Willa, that's what her name was. So Willa, she's a little bit ditzy, but this became really fast. She had a plane crash. She's the only survivor now at this point in time. She's surviving on this wing of the airplane, and she is in a great white valley, so to speak. They're in the mating season, so there's like, I don't know, like 20 to 40 males that are super aggressive. And this is a really exciting, this is almost like watching a movie. This has been highly, thrilling to read through. You really feel for her. She has a sat phone. Of course, I'm sure the battery's going to start dying here pretty soon, but you have a research vessel who's telling her about these sharks. They're slowly making their way over to try to rescue her. So yeah, this one is there for me. This has been one of the best shark titles I've ever read. So if you enjoy sharks, man, this is it. White. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that my green screen works out in the end, and I'll try to tweak anything as we go by. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. So again, should you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.